What is it? I don't even know where it is. I don't even know where I'm at. Where am I? What's going on? Today is day 10. We are in Kyoto. We left Osaka this morning and went to Kyoto. We did not take the Shinkansen. The Shinkansen would have taken about 15 minutes. We instead took the JR special rapid line, which took about 25 minutes. We arrived at Osaka Station and there was no escalators anywhere. There's no elevator anywhere. There was just stairs and stairs and stairs. And my suitcase at this point, I have like another smaller duffel bag suitcase that I've had to pull out of that bigger suitcase, and they're both stuffed. And so my big suitcase, it's like, it weighs like, it's the equivalent of like a dead baby elephant inside that suitcase. Like, it's heavy. In addition to that duffel bag suitcase I have and a backpack I have, that's how much stuff I've bought. It's like crazy. I'm hauling all of that up these stairs that don't ever end. By the time we got to the platform, I was soaked. I was soaked in sweat. And of course that temperature is heating up. It's like, it must have been at least 90 degrees at that point. And that platform is open air. It's not closed air, so. Lunch haul today, 7-Eleven grilled chicken, because you can't go wrong there. And I know that it's so easy, it's so convenient. You don't have to wait in line at a restaurant. I wish you knew how good these tasted. We get on the train. Of course, like I said, I'm soaked in sweat. The train ride is like nothing really special, if I'm being honest. It's very similar, if you're in New York City, it's very similar to Metro North or LIR. The train ride from Osaka to Kyoto is not like, oh my God, it's so magical. You know, not in the summer. We get to Kyoto and it's blazing hot. It went from 90 to like 100. We got there about noon. But before that, we're like, okay, our JR Rail Pass ended. Like, we only had 7 days on it. So like, we gotta go and book a Shinkansen from Kyoto to Tokyo on the way back, right? Because we're doing Tokyo the last 3 days. So I go to the office because I don't want to play around with the computers. You know, you can do it yourself. But what I have learned about this country is don't make assumptions. Don't think because it looks like your system back at home that it's going to be exactly alike, because it's not. It's like 8 of the 10 steps are exact, and then like step 9 and step 10 just takes you into a completely different place, and if you're not prepared for it, I have been burned from this country thinking that so many times about so many different things. You think, oh, that looks like a shortcut pathway. You go down that pathway and then it leads you down to some place, like some kind of maze complex that you'll never get out of. Or you try to order something and you end up ordering like 30 of it when you're like, I just wanted one. It's crazy. So I don't mess around with it. So we went to the ticket office. We bought 2 tickets, reserved our seats. We get outside and it is like the concrete is roasting. I feel at this point like a rotisserie chicken. I feel spit roasted and like I'm just being turned around and like I'm just dripping onto the street. Like, that is how hot it is. The sidewalk is roasting. The sun is beating. The land of the killer sun is beating on us, and we're trying to figure out how to get to the hotel. It's like it says it's like a 25-minute walk. We're like, let's just do it because we've been eating like gluttons. One of the problems, Google Maps. I would give Google Maps a 70% in terms of use here. It is really frustrating, Google Maps. This is the one place I've use Google Maps where it doesn't get it right, like a lot of the time. And the suggestions it gives you, they're like the worst suggestions on earth. Like, why would I go there? That would take me like 40 minutes to go there, when if I just go here, it takes me 5. Google Maps had us crisscrossing the street, crossing the street like every other street. Cross. I'm like, crisscross, applesauce. Like, what are you trying to kill us? Google Maps? And the phone won't sync. Like the phone, the compass, you don't know which way you're going until like 2 minutes into it, only to realize you've gone the wrong way. And it's like, it redirects you and you're just like, it's so confusing. So we were trying to figure all that out. The sun is beating on us. We both have our umbrellas because you need that. This old man comes and he's like, where are you going? And we tell him, you know, Hyatt Regency, Kyoto. He goes, go down there, turn right, bus take you there. I'm like, we want to walk. He's like, what? No. Son, kill you. No walk. Bus. Shouldn't listen to the man. We didn't obviously die. I'm here eating chicken talking to you, but let's just say on that walk to the hotel, I might have been talking to Jesus at certain points. I was coming in and out of consciousness. I mean, there was more sweat. I mean, I left like a slick on the sidewalk from where I had been sweating, dripping, leaking. It was all coming out of me. Like, and of course, I'm carrying that suitcase, and that suitcase can barely move on this pavement. Like, the wheels are almost busted. Poor Matilda. I got that dead baby elephant in that suitcase, and I'm just dragging it, having to hold an umbrella. But I kept telling myself that if we walked and we did this, we can do anything in Japan. It was 101 degrees, and we didn't even know that. I don't recommend that. We got to the front desk, and God bless. The Hyatt Regency is such a beautiful hotel. The Hyatt Regency in Kyoto. If you are coming here, you have got to stay here. It's right across the street from the Kyoto History Museum. Unfortunately, that's closed until July 7th. I guess they're doing refurbishments. We had lunch at the Japanese restaurant in the Hyatt Regency. It's called Tozan. So good. It was a traditional Japanese kind of, I forgot what they called it. It was like a basket, but it was like a multi-course meal of all traditional local Kyoto cuisine that kind of like was elevated. It was so good. Sometimes I feel like I wish they wouldn't tell me what it is, because then I don't form a bias, right? And then I can just taste it. I can just experience it for the taste, and I'm like, oh, I like that taste. Like, I don't know what actual flavor this is, but it's good. I like it. You know, it might turn out to be, you know, sea bass liver flavor. I don't know what that is, but it tastes really good. So I like that. And he put down a bowl. He's like, this is, and it was like diced something, and he's like, oh, this is diced baby sardine. And I'm just like, I really wish that you had not just said that. So I didn't know what half of it was, and I really appreciated it because I could just enjoy the textures and the flavors and just allow all of it to be this kind of culinary symphony in my mouth, and it was so good. The Hyatt Regency here in Kyoto is really doing things right. I'm not paid by them to advertise at all. I would be upfront with you if I was. And I booked it through the American Express Platinum portal, and so you get a $100 credit when you do it. And I always use those $100 credits to have lunch when we arrive, because it just, you know, it kind of gets you in the door faster, and it's a really nice way to start your journey with that hotel. The other side next door is a beautiful palace, temple, excuse me. It's a multi-syllabic name, but it's very difficult. It doesn't just roll off the tongue. Sanjusangendo Temple. It's the temple of 1,001 faces. It has these beautiful 1,001 Buddha statues, or I don't know if they're Buddhas, but they're like believers. Gorgeous statues. And they're all like in rows, like in bleachers. And then they have like gods, deities standing at the front. And the deities are all guarding the 1001 Buddha statues. They don't allow for photos or filming inside the temple, but they have a giant poster outside. And so those are some of the photos of inside that I captured. And then outside, you can walk around the grounds, and there's of course these orange poles and gates. It's just really, it's a very beautiful place to be. Unfortunately, it was also just hot. The ground are like small little beach pebbles. And so of course in the summer sun, those get hot, they're radiating heat up. It was just really hot. We managed to walk around. You know, at some point you just accept the fact that your entire clothes are gonna just be wet. Like dripping wet sweat. You just at some point realize that's everyone's like that, right? Not just you. We're outside. There's these two girls, two influencers. They're out there by like the trees, and they're just like, you know, they're posing. They're like doing all that. Like they're just having the time of their lives here in Kyoto. Yes! And they're creating this image. They're dripping in sweat like the rest of us. I mean, these two girls have like a gloss on them, like they just swam through a vat of Vaseline. They're really nicely dressed and they look pretty and they look, you know, you're rooting for the girls and you want them to have a nice time, but they're creating a fairy tale that's not existing. That's not capturing them spontaneously. They're posing and they're performing for the camera, and it's not true. Like, no one is gonna be dainty like Snow White in 101 degree temperature where you're being roasted alive in the sun. You're not being like, Kyoto, I love you. That's not reality. We're just sitting there in the shade under a bench watching them. You know, I don't want to judge them too hard, but I am. Girls are younger and, you know, I think we all think we have to perform and we have to show that we're having the most amazing trip on earth and that it was changing our lives in ways you can't imagine for the better. But in my opinion, that's not how you go about it. I get upset when I see people trying to sell me a fairy tale about travel, because travel is not fairy tale. Travel is not the place where you go to escape your life. It's the place where you go to learn more about who you are. And that is an incredibly humbling place to be. And that's where I'm at right now with this trip. When you take a long haul trip like this, like you're over, I would probably say 9 days and over, and it's the further away from where you live, where there's a gap in the culture, there's a distance in where you are from where you've been. There's all these big, large distances between where you're traveling and where you're from, right? Like after day 9, we're on day 10. There's this phenomena that I call being out in the open sea. You've gone far enough away from your home where you can no longer see the land behind you, and you can't see the land in front of you anymore either. You're like in the open waters and you don't know where really you are. It's a psychological thing. You reach this place where this Japan right now for me is opening up my world. It's shattering my world, right? I've been my day-to-day world back in New York, doing my things, having my life. It's been obliterated because now you have all this new stuff, all these new influences that have come in. And I'm like, oh, what if I started dressing like that? And I bought this. And what if and I love this. And I love this about the culture. And it starts permeating your life to where the old life that you just left is no longer going to work. Because you know, you've been bringing back all these other things that you're learning. And so everything has changed and you don't exactly know where you're going to land. You don't know how it's going to hit you. You don't know how it's going to affect you, but it's going to. And that's the beauty. That is the power of travel. And it definitely requires you to be humble. It requires you to destroy your ego, right? It teaches you how much you don't know. And that's the process I'm in right now. Like, Japan is blowing my head off. It's showing me an entire world that in a lot of ways is better than the life in the United States I have. And in other ways, not so much, but it's also showing me things that I can bring back into my life that can make it so much better. But I have to recognize that maybe there was some room for improvement in the first place. And that requires you to swallow your ego and get into that humble place where you can allow the magic of travel to do what it's supposed to do, which is transform you, elevate you, give you that quantum shift into your bigger self. These places, I'm in this incredible hotel. These incredible places are not going to change you. They're not going to make your life better if you're trying to escape. Because here's the thing. In between all these nice spaces, there's a lot of low parts. That trip getting here from Osaka to Kyoto, that was hell on earth. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't fun. Hauling that dead baby elephant suitcase, that wasn't fun at all. Dripping in sweat, that's not fun. Trying to communicate with people where this is not your language and you don't understand it, and you're terrified of embarrassing yourself, you're terrified of disrespecting those people, that's not fun. Having to constantly critically think all the time, being put on the spot and having to find immediate solutions, that's not always fun, but I respect it. And I appreciate it because I know it makes me a better and a stronger person, but it's not fun. And it's not taking away any of the stuff in my life that's going on, you know? If anything, this trip will hopefully make me a better person. I had this full itinerary. This is my production schedule. This entire itinerary of things that we needed to go and do. And I just like, you know what? It's not possible. I didn't take into account this heat. I didn't take into account the fact that we'd be so bloody tired because of the heat. And I'm also trying to remember that travel is not about checking off all these things. And this is for me like another big trigger where, especially places like Kyoto, right? These hotspot places that a lot of influencers go to and talk about constantly, and like, this is the perfect trip. And this is what you need to do if you want to tell other people that you had the perfect trip to Kyoto. You have to see all these places. You have to get amazing footage and amazing video of these places. And you have to convince everyone you had the most magical time there. And I hate that. I hate that. I hate that pressure. I hate that at times, if I'm honest, I buy into it. I hate that about myself because that is not what makes a travel experience powerful. None of that makes a travel experience powerful or memorable. It just makes money on Instagram because you're helping people jog their ideas for what they want to do in one of those hotspot places. It doesn't matter what you do when you're in these places. If you want to go to McDonald's in Kyoto, go to McDonald's in Kyoto. Have fun. It's going to be a different experience. I promise you, it's not going to be like going to McDonald's in Detroit or wherever you're from. It's going to be something unique and special to you. And that's really all that matters. You can take breaks. Rest in your hotel if you want to rest in your hotel. There's no medal. There's no one waiting for you when you disembark the plane with a medal. Congratulations, you checked off 32 spots in Kyoto, the 32 most popular places in Kyoto. No one's going to think of you as the best traveler. And what is the best traveler? What does that even mean? Travel is a lot like lovemaking, and there's so many different types, right? And you got to find the type that gets you off, that gets you excited, that gets you flowing and growing. And erupting with excitement. You gotta find what works for you. Other people telling you how it is or how you're supposed to do it, it may not excite you. And the worst part of it all is you'll spend all this time and money doing that, and it ends up not being something that you particularly enjoy. So you gotta really find your own rhythm. You gotta find what excites you. And that's for us what we're doing. Like, I love just walking down random streets. I hate those tourist areas, but I do it because this, of course, makes me money. And a lot of you want to see those things, and you know, I do too. So I do them, but I also try to find this balance of like, I like going to these anonymous places. I like the places where the old laundromats are, the places where the rundown houses are, all those spaces and places I love because I like to see how real people live. After we did the shots and we picked up that vibe, we left and we walked back to the hotel, and we just wandered around and we walked past these just anonymous spaces and places, and we took pictures, and I love those moments. And I'll look back during the editing, you know, 5, 6, 7 months down the road, and I'll see a picture that will trigger a conversation that I had with him, and I'll just start to laugh, or I'll start to cry, or I'll start to just reimagine that space and place, and it makes me alive. It gives me an excitement. It makes me so grateful that I traveled there. That's what traveling means for me, and so I think Kyoto is really kind of reminding me of that, opening that up in me, and reminding me you don't have to check the 5,000 things that you have on this list today, because it's aggressive, and tomorrow is a really aggressive schedule. And of course we're doing all the tourist things. We're doing the Sagano romantic train, we're doing the boat ride, we're doing, I don't know if this is touristy, but we're doing the Fukata Art Museum, and then we have a geisha show at 7. So it's like the Kyoto tourist experience. And those aren't bad, they're not. They're helpful ways to access the culture. And I respect that, because Japan has a very impenetrable culture. And so any way that you get to access it is a huge win if you are a foreigner. And so I'm grateful to that. Day 10 is over. Tomorrow, day 11 in Kyoto. Let's see what the day brings.